So, I'm back on YouTube. I haven't made a video in a while. The last time I made a video, it's been a while, but the last time I discussed this topic was probably about a year ago, and I made one video, and I had several people ask me to make a follow-up and answer some questions, but to really go into detail, it's going to take more than one video. I've been dealing with SVT and heart arrhythmias for my whole life, basically. I'm 26 years old now, and it's been a struggle ever since. And as of recently, even since the last video I made, they've gotten, to me, worse. They happen more often, basically. So to kind of say what's been happening is I have what I believe is SVT. I've been to several doctors, tons of doctors, EKGs, Holter monitors, all that stuff. It wasn't until recently that we were actually able to catch it. And when I took an ambulance ride, we caught it. And that's a whole story in itself, because they lost the EKG strip and I had to track it down and nobody could find it. Then they wouldn't release it to me, and me and the doctors were really frustrated. But that's a whole nother story in itself. Like, this has been an up and down roller coaster of just doctor's appointments and SVT attacks and ectopic beats and SVE and all kinds of stuff that just isn't any fun, and it's super frustrating. And if you're like me, you're probably Googling and researching and watching YouTube videos, trying to find people kind of like yourself, because it makes you feel a little better to know somebody's out there like you with the same issue and you want to know how they deal with it. So I want to make some videos about how I deal with it, what's been going on. I would love for you to ask me some questions. That way it gives me a topic to talk about. I basically have palpitations, and skipped beats, and SVT like every single day. It started as I was a young child. Like 5 years old was the first probably episode of SVT, and then it went away, subsided for quite a while, quite a few years, and then it was maybe I was 10 or 11 and I had another episode, and then from that point on they just kept happening and happening and happening, and nobody even believed me. They just said it was anxiety. It was just dismissed because I was young. You can't have problems when you're young, I guess. So it was dismissed. And then once I became an adult and I was still having them, that's when they started to believe me, after I took a couple trips to the emergency room and ambulance rides and stuff like that. Then they're like, okay, well, maybe something's going on. So I just want to kind of talk about it, go over the subject of SVT, and just, let me know what you guys want me to talk about, because it's just been going on so long. There's so many different things and parts and stuff that's happened in my life with it that it's almost, I can't even cover it in one video. We'd be here for hours. But the reason I wanted to make this video was I'm just frustrated with it. I'm aggravated. It's been a really difficult journey here recently. I finally talked the doctors into doing a catheter ablation, and I went and saw a new doctor, an EP, in which that's a whole story in itself, but we didn't necessarily, I don't care for this doctor that much, but we did the EP study and he couldn't trigger it. He couldn't find the necessarily the issue in there. He found some things that weren't right. He said some unnecessary pathways in there, but he didn't want to ablate them and burn them without knowing 100% that that was the issue, which I'm glad he didn't just go in guns a-blazing and burning. But to me, he should have found something in there. I don't know if I made the right decision going to that doctor. I'd talked to other doctors and other EPs, and they were super confident in what it was. They said it was definitely SVT. Looking at the EKGs and stuff, it's SVT. But this was the only doctor that he almost acts like he doesn't want to believe it's SVT. He says that he thought it was AFib. and he was very persistent telling me it was AFib. Well, we did the ablation. There was no AFib in there. So he was wrong, and he didn't like to admit that he was wrong. And it's just a disaster. So now I'm recovered from the ablation. That was just done a month ago. He slapped another Holter monitor on me, or a MCOT monitor, for a month. And I just now took that off about 2 days ago. My chest is all irritated and nasty from wearing that sticky patch here for a whole month, which was not any fun. But I got that over with. They're gonna send that in to get reviewed, I guess, or maybe they're reviewing it now because it's done through Bluetooth. So we'll see what comes up there. I already have Holter monitor results from a previous one that's shown I had SVT and ectopic beats and SVE, and why I necessarily did this one again, I'm not sure, but I guess they just want as much information as possible. I have a feeling it's going to show the same stuff. But I was able to track down that EKG that was lost from the ambulance ride, and this next doctor visit will hopefully tell me more. It's just super frustrating, and I'm sure, as many of you know, and maybe are going through the same thing that I'm going through, SVT, it's not necessarily the physical side of it, it's mostly mental. For me, it's basically almost all mental. It's just the mental drain that comes with it. You know, I can feel my heart go out of rhythm and start beating crazy. I can feel it in my throat, and I do get dizzy and lightheaded. But to me, it's just a mental battle every single day that you have to deal with. Like this morning, I woke up, I was having a good morning. I hadn't even thought about it. And, I was just happy. And then 2 or 3 hours goes by and I start having skip beats. And then it's just all downhill from there. It starts a downward spiral that isn't any fun. It just puts so much fear into me when I feel it and I can't control it. Just not any fun. So like I said, this is going to be a several different video type thing here. Please let me know if you have any questions on what's going on. Let me know if you want to know information. Just let me know what you want to know. I'm going to make more videos regardless, but it would be helpful if I had a topic to discuss because there's just so much. I didn't know if I should start at a young age, kind of work up what's been going on, but it's just not any fun. So comment below. Let me know if you think I should talk about, if there's anything you're interested in. And go back and watch my last video, which it's an old one. And my hair is a lot shorter and I don't have quite the mustache, but let me know what you think. All right, thanks.